who are now entering the house that BMU built? Get ready to laugh, be entertained, pissed off, held accountable, and to just have some damn fun. Make sure you hit that like, share, and subscribe button when you get in here. Take some time to also hit that Cash App at the bottom of the screen or that Super Chat to support the Black Man Unfiltered Network. Let's get ready to talk.
Wait. Hold on here. Is this the barbershop? Is this the barbershop?
Yes, it is.
It's the barbershop.
Yes.
Wait, I mean, we can't talk straight in the barbershop. Then where can we talk straight? We can't talk straight nowhere else. You know, this ain't nothing but healthy conversation. That's all.
You gotta tell Rosa Park down.
Man, ain't nobody exempt in the barbershop. You know that. Ain't nobody exempt. You can talk about whoever and whatever, whenever you want to in the barbershop.
Why you gotta tell?
I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign.
I wanna be the greatest. Everybody on the fake shit. I look around and feel like everybody is the fakest. I make this every day and I'm impatient, hoping one day I blow up from the basement. Statement, the top is so vacant. I don't hear shit that I think is amazing. Waiting for my day when I'm playing sold out shows for 1,000 faces. Hey, give me that crown, get in my way and to be put down. It ain't your place, all this my town. If I want that shit, then I'll get it right now. I'm losing it, the news that fits some losing shit. A stupid myth, you choose to live or choose to dip. You choose to fight or lose your grip and lose a gift.
I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign.
Yeah. There's no mercy in this world, just hunger-thirsty persons in different versions. Each new update, that shit worsens. Why? Pull back the curtain and you'll see the different vermin. We all have different burdens that all seem to cause disturbance. Yo, so do me a favor, don't treat me like a neighbor. Don't need the different flavors of your problems just to savor. I've got my own issues, I need a comb to get through. Don't need to groan with you, just go get your own tissue.
I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind?
Welcome back.
Come on inside and get yourself something cool to drink.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another edition of the Black Man Unfiltered Barbershop. Yes, BMU is on the turntables, on the ones and twos. What's happening, brother? How are you?
Man, what's going on, my brother?
Hey, it's going good, man. It's going good. How are you, man? How was your week so far, man?
Man, it was sunshine, partly cloudy. Can you hear me good?
Oh yes.
I just broke my studio beats.
No.
Yeah, I had them sitting right here and they fell, and I rolled back to get them and rolled over them bitches and broke them in half.
That's why you gotta have a backup, man.
Oh, I'm pissed. Beyond pissed, sir.
You gotta have your
Oh my God, man. Look
you gotta buy them before you break them, man. That's what you gotta do, man.
Look at this shit. Look at this.
Slap some tape on them, man. Oh, they done, man. They cooked.
But
I have some new ones anyway, man. So
yeah, I need to get some new ones. Hey, but you know what? I got Apple Care on these bad boys, so I'm gonna take and get another pair.
How old is Apple Care? When did you buy them things, man?
Shit, I don't remember.
Exactly.
Damn, do I still have Apple Care?
Probably do, man. I would probably check, man. I'll probably check. Now I would use the AirPods, but there's the delay with the board, so I don't do that no more.
Yeah. So what's been up with you, player?
No, man. Yesterday, man, show was good, man. I really enjoyed it.
Did you see your shorts?
I did. I really did.
Have you looked at the numbers lately?
No, I hadn't looked at the numbers lately, man.
You haven't looked at the numbers, period?
Mm-mm. You know, I just watch it. I don't look at the numbers, man.
Oh, whoa. Let me share this with you, brother. You know, we got to share it. We in the barbershop. We can talk about anything. That's what Sid said.
Uh-oh.
Let's see. Let me go back over here. I want to, we got to celebrate you, Doc, when you're doing something wonderful.
Uh-oh.
Let me see. Yeah.
Yeah, I told you that topic needs to be discussed, man. Because I think nothing tears up a relationship more than not having a healthy understanding of how finance and money and banking works, man.
Oh yeah, here we go. So I did 3 shorts of yours that had 3 particular points. So what you talk about the credit unions and you talk about. So you have 756 views on this one.
Oh, that's what's up.
You have 1,300 views on this one. You can't see it.
Is that the one with the old lady in the top?
The inaugural launch.
Yeah.
And then you have 1,000 on the credit union. In the credit union one.
Yeah, I don't think people realize that we used to have feminist credit union, man. So
yeah, and you know what? I learned something. I know a lot of shit, but I learned something from you yesterday. I did not know that there were feminine credit unions.
Yes, and they were taking out loans to get baby deletions. That was when people paid for them out of their pocket.
Damn.
Yeah. That's what they was using them loans for, man. Well, some of them were. So I made sure I documented everything because sometimes people be like, y'all be making stuff up. No. I cite all my sources, so I removed the bias. I just put it in there. But, our paint hit on something the other week, man, when he was talking about using foresight. Because even if I was a kid back then watching them, I would have known something was wrong, even if I had been privy to the information that I have now.
Right.
It just didn't sound right. You're going to take your husband's car and put it in your name so you can start some credit of your own. First of all, why is it that you want to be separate from your husband? Ain't you supposed to be married? Ain't you supposed to be one? Yours is yours. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you know what? Tell me this, though. Tell me this. Why is it that they get married and say the vows of togetherness, but after the honeymoon, they want everything separate?
That's what I was looking at, man.
Talk to me. Help me understand. I don't know.
Yep. So I was trying to figure that out. I'm like, why would you do that? Ain't your success his success, and his success is your success? Ain't that our success?
Yeah, and I want to, anybody that's watching right now, the 4 people that's in here right now, man, we appreciate you guys for being here. Thank you for being here. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, man. We're so happy that you're here. We're honeymoon happy and peacock proud that you could have been anywhere tonight and you chose to be here with us, talking about another subject nobody else want to talk about. Guys, listen, I'm looking at lowering my numbers on these lives because that means that we're talking about some important shit that don't nobody want to hear. Let me say it again. We're talking about some important shit. Now, lost in translation, if I got on here and called you a bitch ass nigga, and me and you went back and forward for about 2 hours, we'd have 65 people watching.
Yeah, it'd be like wrestling, over the computer. It'd be like, come on, BMU.
Yeah, absolutely. So if you're just getting here, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, get in the comment section, let us know that you are here so we can call you out. But man, tonight I just want to talk about men don't stand for shit anymore. Just scary. And Lost, I want to ask you first, man. What do you see out here right now where men are just compromising? Men are just conforming. Men are just saying, you know what? I'm going against the grain and I'm just going to support people who are not put in position to lead.
You know what? Here's my thing. I see a lot of guys, man, who, as they say, go along to get along. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And they will accept anything, just like we talked about yesterday, how people would label something a success when it was a catastrophic failure. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
They were talking about how the feminist credit union was a success, but they had to come in and take it away from you and shut it down and pay all your bills because you weren't turning a profit. What was the whole purpose of that? But they were saying it was success. A lot of times in real life, there are people who will support stuff knowing full well that it's wrong just to go along to keep the peace. This last election was proof of that. When they started talking about the 92%, and it was like, I can't believe you guys didn't support, they were fussing at the 8%, but they never told the 92% that voted along with them, thank you. You see what I'm saying? It's where you place your energy is where you should pay attention. So those guys who voted 92% the other way, I think that was a wake-up call for them, man. I really do. Because instead of them, instead of their people congratulating them on doing what they needed to do, they're going to fuss at, the little small people on the other side of the aisle instead of congratulating and thanking the folks who actually helped them and worked them with their campaign. So that's what I see lately. People will actually go along with something they know full well is wrong and then turn around and support what's wrong instead of saying, hey, that's not right. You know what I mean? All because they want to fit in or they want to give in to their own, fleshly and carnal needs, which never helps anybody, not even the person who you listening to, because you lying to them and they're taking a lie like it's a truth. And you can't cash a lie in. The last time I checked, you know what I'm saying? When was the last time you went to the bank with some Monopoly money? It's like, hey, I want to deposit this fake $1,000 in my account. And I want to pay some bills with it, so don't make it hot. You know what I'm saying? They'll carry you up out of there and take you straight to jail. But that's what we do every single day, man. When people get up here and they just go along with everybody else just to get along, instead of telling people the doggone truth. Now, the truth ain't never popular. You know what I'm saying? It ain't never popular. It ain't never comfortable, But one thing about the truth, you don't have to come back and figure out which truth you told. The truth is the truth. A lie is one of them things you got to keep up with. Be like, man, what did I tell them? You on mute, BMU.
My grandma always used to say, boy, tell the truth. Because if you don't tell the truth, you got to tell a lie to get out of that lie and another lie to get out of that.
Right.
She said, just start out with the truth.
Right.
Could tell you what's going on, Sugarfoot, sweetheart, honey bun, Papa Dupper. What's going on with you, babe? Good to see you. Good to see you. If you're just coming in, we got 10 watching. We have 10 likes. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button when you come in. Now I do want to make sure I got our pain coming in here. I do want to make sure you guys hit that like button, subscribe button, man. It's important to do that. Show us some love. If you want to show us some financial love, you might as well go ahead and hit that super chat at the bottom down there. Go ahead and hit that Cash App scroll at the bottom of the screen. We'd love to have you. We'd love to have you support the channel financially or with a subscription or with a like or with a share. All that's free. All right. We appreciate you guys for being here. Ladies and gentlemen, you know who's in the building. It's the Barbershop. So you know everything's going to go down in the Barbershop. So we got the man in here.
I'm quiet today.
Shut the fuck up.
Do is get into some nice, soft, pillowy piece of ass. You know what, man? Listen, I have copyright claim. Let me put a strike on that.
Man,
what's going on, gentlemen?
What's happening, man? How are you, man?
All right, man. I was on the risk. This might be risk. I guess my man, what's his name? Sean showed up. The champion of the Democrats.
Who did? Who showed up?
Sean, man. My man, Sean. Yeah, we went to go back. He's got some good things going on, though, man.
What they was talking about today?
Oh, well, we were talking about we hit on. There's so many things we hitting on, but one of the things we're hitting on was we were talking about getting off the plantation a little bit, a little not too far from this, and of course, he leans. He says he's independent, but he votes Democrat, right? And I tried to explain to him that there's nothing wrong with doing that, but you have to take all that comes with it. You only get one vote, right? And so, whether it's mayor, governor, or president, if you like 2 of the 5 things that Democrats do, but you don't like the other 3, if you put the Democrats in office, they're going to give you all 5. Same thing with the Republicans, by the way. And then we kind of talking a little bit about what's the difference between a conservative and a liberal and a Democrat and a Republican, right? You could be. So most of us are in the middle. And if we had a third party, maybe we can get the best out of both worlds. You know what I'm saying? But we don't. We don't. So that's why we keep voting for the lesser 2 evils. And I'm saying the evil on the other side now is just too much for me to bear. I can't vote for gender affirming care. I can't vote for open borders. I can't vote for those things. No matter what the Democrats do that's good, those bad things are a little bit too much for me. I can't vote for being a socialist. So I try to, we were going back and forth. I think I made him kind of mad. I kind of silent, because I was telling him his because he works with a lot of people. And he was talking about, it's just making young people successful. And I said, that's a good idea. I said, but we're not changing any minds. They could be we got very successful people who are Democrats. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. But if they're voting that way, that doesn't do us any good. Because we got the receipts. After 50, 60 years, it's a bunch of us in the same place. Not me, maybe not him and us, but the neighborhoods ain't any better. So it doesn't have to be a majority of people, just enough to make a difference.
Well, Arpain, let me ask you a question. Given the light that what Doge has uncovered, how much of that success is real success, and how much of that success is stolen success?
Well, that's true too. But I still have my issues with Doge. I need to start seeing some perp walks.
Oh yeah, they're working on that, man.
That's what I need.
When you uncover some stuff, you got to make sure you ironclad. When you put them away, you put them away.
I agree with that. But yeah, just like with the tariffs, they signed this deal with the UK. People try to underplay how big that really is. Because once these dominoes start lining up, not falling down, but lining up,
right,
we change the way we do business around the world. We'll change the whole globe. Export wise, shit, it's huge.
Yeah, you know what the thing about it is, what people don't realize, it's a win-win for everybody, man.
Absolutely.
That's what I'm looking at. It's a win-win for everybody.
Yeah, and see, we got to be on the right side of history, because these are the kind of things that race, sex, all that shit don't matter. If America's flying, we all ride, man. I mean, that's what I'm trying to get.
Arpain, I think the only reason why people give pushback to stuff like that is because they don't understand the process. They're used to what they're used to, and anything other that's different is bad.
Yeah.
Instead of them educating themselves,
Yeah. So anyway, man, that's hey man, my man, and I know we're talking about another channel, but he had Obsidian on yesterday. He did a full-fledged interview with Obsidian. Then Shannon Rawls came up later on, but it was a great interview. I don't know if you ever get a chance, because Hamp is a pretty good interviewer, man. Man, pretty good. So him and Obsidian was going back. I haven't seen Obsidian. I was mad at Obsidian when he got himself kicked off of YouTube.
Yeah, it'd be like that, man. You'll be his thing. You have to do a lot to get kicked off YouTube.
Yes, and he was trying.
You know what I'm saying?
He's been off for a while, though, right? He's been off for a while.
Man, he's been off about a year, I think.
Yeah, more than a year. Yeah, for a solid year at least.
Ain't no way he can get it back. They just banned him.
Yeah.
You know how it is, man. They'll massage and let him come back. So
let me ask y'all about this. Shit. How y'all feel about New York City and putting this big old fat black woman in the middle of the damn city?
Oh, I did a little piece on my channel on that already. I swear, man.
Listen, we some big niggas up here right now. And if somebody say, hey, black man, for you a big nigga. Yes, I'm a big nigga. If you want to piss me off, tell me Popeye Chicken going out of business. Listen. I don't give a fuck about that. I'm saying they are telling black women what they think about them. And if you look at it from a perspective, they are right. The average black woman is obese and they're bigger than the average man.
Oh, they're absolutely correct. For sure.
Absolutely correct. But guess what? Today, Sharon had the show today, and I'll shout out to Sharon. Hopefully he hear this and he come step up in here and have this conversation. But today, Sharon was talking about how it's powerful for women, and that woman that's in that statue, she's an average woman, and most men like those women that are average. Get the fuck out of here.
Let me tell you something, man.
So somebody came up and said, Sharon, I want you to take a look. I've been around the world. And he said, I want you to in the military, and I want to show you different statues around the world of black women. And they went to looking at him. He can, and you could tell in Sharon's face, like he was like, damn, I don't want to pull this shit up. But he pulled it up. Every black statue of a woman was overweight, and she had her hands on her hip, like she telling the motherfucker off. Every one of them. And he said, damn, another one? He said, what is it? Damn, in Spain? Damn. They were just pulling them up. And every one of them got their hand on their hip like they mad at the world.
At the world, man. Yep.
And this is how y'all want, and this is how the world sees you. And now you guys can apologize to us now, or you can apologize to us later. But we've been trying to tell you.
It ain't gonna happen, man.
Oh, forget it.
Listen, a while back, man, Kevin was telling black women about their ethnic image and how they should clean it up, right? And he was like, at least smile. They gave him hell about that. Well, I don't want to smile. You can't make me smile and all this other stuff.
Oh,
and then, you know, they used to get mad at him. And he used to be like, dress size, you know, you can hit the A gap like a mug. You know what I'm saying? You know, that was one of his most famous videos. But over time, he was just kept trying to tell him, y'all ethnic image is not cool, man. You know, it's the attitude. It's the, I don't want to do this, but I want everything, you know, that type of thing. And here we go. They making statues. And we was talking about it today early before the live got shut down on TikTok. And I was like, how did they make a statue sweat? That statue is sweating, man. It's like it's sweating and it's greasy. I'm like, how did they do that? You know, hands on the hip, had the fupa on full display, you know? I'm like, how? You know, and then people that was talking, the only thing they needed to push that thing over the top was a bonnet and maybe the statue in a twerk pose or something, one on the bubble skirt.
Yeah, well, they already got slides on it. The slides on the statue. You seen it?
I didn't see no slides.
Flip flops. Yeah, look down at the feet.
Oh, that's funny. Yes, sir.
That's bad, man. That's bad.
Yeah, it's what up, my boy? So, hey, welcome to the show tonight. Coach Ferg is in the building, ladies and gentlemen. And we also have my boy Frank in the building. What's going on? What's going on? What's going on?
What's up, fellas? How y'all doing, man? Can you hear me?
We got you, man.
Yeah, I hear you.
Appreciate it.
So, yeah, so my thing is this. You know, I want to ask, you know, Coach Ferg and Frank, man, welcome to the show. How do you guys feel about this fat, obese woman in the middle of New York City as a depiction of the strength of a black woman? That they put that there. I'll be mad in the motherfucker if it was me.
Well, I guess it's just a sign of the times, man. You know, we didn't build the statue. We had no part in saying this is what we want the statue to look like. Somebody built it, somebody funded it, and somebody put it on display.
Yeah,
so,
well, not somebody.
Well, what I'm saying, it wasn't us. However, we're going to take a hit because we should be protecting. However, again, the world it's not us who's against them. They don't understand. It's not us who are against them. We just fighting back when they attack us. That's all. The world is against y'all. And the only way we going to protect y'all is if y'all stop trying to shame the young brothers.
They say this is the average woman, how the average woman looks today.
Well, 189 is the average weight. So,
and in the words of the late Kevin Samuels, can hit the A gap like a motherfucker. I mean, my thoughts on it is, man, it's disrespectful. You got a hand on her hips. You got her dressed in a Walmart t-shirt. With some, I don't know what that is.
I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you.
You can't tell me nothing, boo-boo.
Got the RBF and everything just captured in bronze, you know.
It does look a little bit like Tess James, though.
But why do all the statues have to have their hand on their hips? Because they want to show that they will cuss your ass the fuck out.
You know, the guy was black. That's the first thing I checked for.
Well, he built from experience then.
Yeah, he's a British dude.
Anybody know?
It's probably his mom. JC $2. He say if child support was a statue. Wow. Thank you for the $2 super chat. Wow.
What you got, Frank? What you say? What you gonna say?
Frank, you on mute, man.
You on mute.
Yeah, I know. I was trying to get over there to it, man. But yeah, I was looking it up trying to see if like where was the depiction, like where was the motivation from this coming from? And I don't know,
He
man.
has some video. He says what his motivation. I mean, you got to look it up if you're really interested.
Yeah, that's what I was checking.
Yeah, he just talking. He
his
just
name is
talking.
Thomas Price. Thomas
Yeah,
J. Price.
he thought about his mama. And he didn't carve the damn statue.
Yeah, I think it's crazy though. To be honest, I know that we, our women, like black women, are bigger, than they probably ever been before in history. Not even probably, but before. But right, so I just think this is crazy that but maybe this is something that they will look at and be like, damn, this is how we being depicted now. Like, this is our image, because I think it's one thing for you to hear somebody say it that you really don't want to listen to. Like, a lot of them didn't want to listen to Kevin Samuels, even though he was giving out game and passing on some nuggets and some knowledge. I know his biggest audience was women towards the end of his demise, but yeah, it like, maybe, I don't know, man. Hopefully now that they look at this and they see this and this is the image that they're being portrayed as, that they will look at this and say, you know what, we got to do something different. Because that,
I saw him on Lapeef. I went to Lapeef last night. The women were all, the women said, well, this is the everyday woman. And one of the brothers on Lapeef was absolutely adamant against it. But the other one said, how come they just didn't have a black family? If you wanted to make a message, how come we couldn't have an intact nuclear black family, having a man, a woman, a couple of kids, having a good time as a statue, if you wanted to really make a message?
That's a really good question.
What I said was, listen, I would never put myself up as a bastion of what a man should look like, a big fat bastard like me. I'd rather have somebody, in good shape. We got diabetes and what's that? Heart disease, high blood pressure running through the community. The last thing we need to do is depict our aspiration to be a big fat black woman.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I agree.
Or men, for that matter.
And Lit, man, don't be calling me out, man. All right, I know you was calling me out before I got up here. No, I'm just talking shit, man.
Listen, I want to ask y'all. I want to ask y'all this on the subject matter tonight. Men don't stand for shit anymore. They just scaring. Can y'all give me? I want to get into this conversation. Can we really talk about it, man? Because I do see men who have conformed to the woman's authority, but people who believe in biblical, in the biblical sense, in the Christian faith. I've seen pastors bow down and allow women to come in and take over the churches. I just saw T.D. Jakes' peanut butter head ass, hand down his reins to his daughter at the church, and which is now, there are three churches. There's the Potter's House East, the Potter's House North, and I think there's another one. Hell, I don't know them like that. But but I see the white Potter's House said they want to change the name of the church. They no longer want to be associated as the Potter's House. And so he gave it to the wife. Gave it to his daughter, and now his daughter is the authority over her. Now her husband is a pastor too. Now, why not just give it to her husband? Right? But no, he gave it to the wife for the husband to be under the wife's authority.
Oh, Jesus God.
And now she's going to be over the entire church. All those millions of dollars they rake in a year, she'll be pocketing it.
Yeah, well, that's a family thing, man.
I was about to say, yeah, that's more of a family thing. You know
what? You're right. It is. I'm gonna push back real early though. Just because they family don't mean shit.
I mean, it means it's more.
I know how to do the job.
I mean, but it means it's more likely for you to still be in control if your daughter is in control. It's more likely for you to be able to still pull the strings if your daughter or your child is in control of that situation. You can still set up everything that you want to set up. You can still do everything you want to do. You hand that over to him. There's no telling what he do. You know what I'm saying? And so that's what
you divorce him. Supposed to divorce,
right? And now you took something from the family, and so that's what I see that as, kind of like a nepotism thing.
Absolutely.
Keep
Yeah,
your
you
money.
know what, but it's been broken, BMU. Whatever seal that had the women off the pulpit, it's not only been broken, it's been shattered. It's been shattered. I mean, I don't even know how you're gonna put that genie back in the bottle. But if you stay in the secular world, right? I think a man on his square naturally should feel everything that's written in the Bible, like in terms of being the leader of your household. Whether you read one word or not, it just feels natural that if you're going to take on a wife and kids, that you should be standing in the front. And I think too many of us have lost that natural feeling.
Yeah, and keep in mind, Arpain, we just over the last 2 or 6 months, we've had 2 women, prominent women, come out and say, one said, if a man is not bisexual, you shouldn't date him. And then recently, somebody said, God-fearing men are a red flag as well.
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
I'm trying to remember who said it.
You know what? Does it really matter who said
I think it was Lizzo.
Okay, you know what? Just think about it. I mean, does it really matter who said it? I mean, I know I can't remember the passages, but just if you could call these people false prophets. I mean, they identify themselves by the word they speak and stuff like that. So, I mean, I think we give too much credence to idiots. Not that we shouldn't talk about it, but it should never really. It should never get deeper than the skin. You know what I'm saying? Because if it does, I mean, I think we kind of let it in. That shit bounces off when I hear a woman say something stupid, I'm so used to hearing them say stupid shit. It's like I'm immune.
Look, Arpain though. So I thought about this last night.
Okay.
After we got off of the panel. I mean on Wednesday, I thought about this.
Yeah.
So remember, because we had talked about the Joy Taylor joint, and they were talking about why a lot of women nowadays are saying that they don't want a God-fearing. Well, they don't want a God-fearing man, or they're like red flags, or they are just looking, they're kind of turned off from that. And I thought about it, and people were coming out and they were saying, they were like, yo, y'all remember when Derek Jackson first came out? We know as, of course, as men, that he was pandering to women. But he was presenting himself as a God-fearing man, and I'm carrying the word, and I got my wife, and I'm doing this and I'm doing that. And then it all came out, and it all came tumbling down. And they were like, and I was just thinking about it, like, these dudes that be getting really big and going viral and pandering to women be all doing the same thing, saying that there's God-fearing man and all of this and all of that, getting these big ass platforms, and then they come tumbling down doing all the wrong things. And it sends the wrong signal to the women, because they're looking at this like, so this is the God-fearing man, this cheating ass Derek Jackson over here, this ace metaphor over here doing this and doing that. And so it just looks like, and then if you take what we talked about too, I think there was a deacon who got like 3 women in the church pregnant, like all at the same time. So and women are hearing those stories, and they like, hold up, these are the God-fearing men that we supposed to be with. And so, like, I'm like, damn, like,
you got a point.
We talked about lived experience too.
Okay, I'm gonna let you cook, Arpain. Let me say this to the camera. I want the camera to hear. I want to look right in the camera when I say this. Ladies and gentlemen, the reason that women don't want God-fearing men is because they use the men who propose or who pretend to be God-fearing men. They use those men as an example so they won't have to follow suit on what their position and what they were created to be. When God created Adam, he said, Adam, it is not good for man to be alone. He put Adam to sleep, and from the rib of Adam, he created woman as a helpmate. You were created to be the help, not the head. You were created to follow the man. You created to love the children, nurture the children, support your man. And women out there, if you are with a man, engaged and or seriously dating or married, if your man ain't shit, then you ain't shit, because the Bible says that a woman is her husband's help. And if you're helping him, get to where he needs to go and help him and get behind his vision and do what it is that that he needs you to do, then you guys can succeed and you guys can build together. But if you're allowing your husband to drown and you have the life raft and you choose not to do that because you need an excuse to go anti-Bible so you can go out and supply your need of getting more penis, because you know some of you guys were whores before you got married, and sometimes you can't suppress that whorism in you. That whoredom is inside of you, and sometimes it beats real fast, and sometimes you got to feed it. You guys are like Blade. You got to feed it. You got to have a suppression. And so once you get that suppression, it's in the form of another penis, and then you'll use your man's mistakes as an excuse to go out and do something that your body told you to do anyway. Your mind's telling you no, but your body's telling you yes, and you cannot help your husband if you're not at your best. I'm done.
I agree.
Go ahead, Arpane.
I agree.
I mean, Frank, if you're not finished, Frank, my thing is, I agree with some of what you're saying, but I would agree more from a woman who is more righteous than Joy Taylor. Right. So I think that, she could be correct in the general scheme, but I don't think it really applies to her, because she's a thought pocket, man. Yeah. If Derek Jackson, if she could hide it, she'd probably bang him out. She's talking about she needs to get banged out every day.
Yeah, but I think
so I really feel that, if it was some kind of innocent woman think that they were duped by a man, I don't think Joy Taylor fits that kind of naive chick that could use that as an excuse against her.
Right.
But you are right. In principle, there are guys who are wolves in sheep's clothing. But let's kind of understand a little bit. Do we really think that women are that naive about what men want, no matter how we front and how we present ourselves? We gotta stop that. Women know exactly what men want from them, no matter what we say, no matter how we say it. And the only thing that they want to do is have plausible deniability. Okay? Because a woman says it to us all the time. And when I see you, if I don't feel that attraction, which means I can't see myself getting banged out by you, right? They know that shit as soon as they see you. So when a man comes to them, she just, okay, let me put it to you this way. We could talk ourselves out of pussy.
Yeah, for sure.
And if we just went up to a woman and just start mumbling, if she likes us, we go, she start asking us questions. I won't say shit. Because I might say one thing to bust the bubble. Because if the woman wants you, you only talk yourself out of pussy. So Joy Taylor doesn't look at like little sweet little girl and this guy told me all kinds of bullshit.
That's why I don't use the person as the
example. But I just use that's what I'm saying. You're right.
Talk about the
but
message.
I think we're giving too many women more credibility. They know exactly what men want from them. They do.
Yeah, I agree with that. I'm just saying that all I was just saying is like I could see. Oh, I'm not saying I agree with it. I'm just saying that I can see on the other side of why some of them, where some of them will say, "Damn, dogs, like this deacon got 3 women pregnant at his church." Like, okay, like let me go the other way. You know what I'm saying? Like, So,
but do you feel that same way when you hear a woman say, "I want a God-fearing man"? I got 6 kids by 20 men. I mean, I got 6 kids.
Oh,
but I want a God-fearing man.
It's still out here looking for love. She got 5 kids. She got 7 kids and 6 baby daddies. Yeah.
It's been 40 days and 40 nights out there. It's time for me to come in out of the cold.
Now, if you see Joy Taylor, and I know you're a titty man, Arpane, so you can shut your ass up. You see her,
and that peanut butter skin.
Go here, look at this Jason Whitlock motherfucker. our Whitlock.
Just because I know a quote don't mean I'm a Whitlock.
Hey, Jim, ask which one of your baby daddies was a deacon.
but and think about it, man. Think about this. When Joy Taylor says stuff like that, man, Joy Taylor is let's just put it like it is. She's top tier. And women are going.
Nigga say, no, hell no. Get out.
Looks and looks.
I would say looks, yeah.
Where y'all been shopping at, man?
You don't think she talks to
I'm not shopping. But listen, let me say it like this. George Taylor, if around average women, lost in translation, you can stop the cap.
Oh, no.
If George Taylor walked in the room and put that titty on your nose, you're going to knock you're
no.
Come on, Lynn. Come on, Lynn. Stop it. Nipple in your nose, man, and you ain't doing nothing.
Listen, I've thrown away better. You know what I'm saying?
Shut the fuck up.
Right.
No.
You know, I can see it. It's a lot of things that I can see. I can see you in there, and she put it to the right, and then Coach Ferg walk in, and soon Coach Ferg walk in and see Coach Ferg, and they're like this.
It's my turn.
My turn.
You know, so y'all can't lie to me.
Yeah,
I don't think she's that cute. She average.
George Taylor, that's a beautiful woman. That's a beautiful woman. You can't.
Hey, Trey, tell him act like you've been there before.
Yeah, she average. She average, man. Listen, y'all young, man. Y'all are, listen. If she's 3 shades lighter than y'all, she's fine. It don't matter. It don't matter. Y'all see a light skin, and y'all like, oh man, she's fine. Come on, man. She's average, man. She's average.
Not at all.
Facts.
Hey.
Not
at all. But that woman is fired.
Hey, I don't know what that's Coach Berg trying to play. He trying to be what's the word I'm looking for? He's being him and Loss is being very facetious.
Being very facetious.
She's average. She'll do. She's
average.
Yeah,
so who's not average? So who's not average?
Got a box head. Her head is kind of boxy.
Who's not average?
Shut the fuck up, Arpain. You gonna hit it? You stop. All you niggas up here don't hit that ass. Stop.
I'm not saying that she's not worthy of some fun or a good time, but
I'm saying you said she don't look good. She average looking. So who would you like? Just a person that you would rate above her besides like the regular Hollywood.
Man, in this modern time, it's hard. Oh man,
you see that's the answer. I gotta come back to it. I
don't keep up with all the the people that you like. Somebody that you recognize.
Your older brother.
I just don't keep up with it, man. You know what I'm saying? I like seeing sisters, man, at the mall and at the grocery store, and the women I can touch. I like that. She's average, man. For real.
I think BM, you need to put up a couple pictures, man.
I'm about to right now.
Somebody like Apollonia. Somebody like Apollonia.
Hold on, Trey. We need to get playing, man.
Show him a nice look.
What's up, my man?
Because I know you know a nice look.
Bring y'all.
What's up?
What up, Jeff? Jeff gonna bring y'all.
I can't. I mean, he from Cali, right? Uncle Jeff. So I might be able to
pull his pitch up in a minute.
No, I'm not from. I live out here, but I'm from Chicago.
Oh, okay. So I might be able to listen to him then because he gonna say some real shit then. Okay.
Yeah, thank you, man. I was about to say, wow, man, he just threw me under the wow.
No, I'm saying Chicago, I can listen to. I don't know where it lit from, so he might be because he from California.
Can I clear up something about California?
Buddy. That don't do nothing for us.
Can I clear up something about California really, really quick? A lot of people say, California people are flaky. What I have found living out here for over 40 years is Hollywood is a magnet for flaky people from everywhere. They're magnetized here by the most low frequency shit. I'm cute. I can sing. I'm funny. And that brings the shitty people here. It's not the people who are here already. It's the horrible, fucked up people that come here and then make kids with other horrible, fucked up people and repeat that cycle. So, yeah, I figure I clear that up.
Well, that's when Lit Lit said that if Joy Taylor had her titties on his nose, he wouldn't do nothing. That's it. And, he'd be like TD Jakes, close the door.
Okay.
Close the door. Close them.
Let me see. Okay.
Where would BMU go? Well, or like OG said, where's BMW at?
Oh, yo, let me show you what I'm talking about. Y'all talking about Joy Taylor, man. Joy ain't nothing special about Joy Taylor.
I'm sorry, bro. I'm gonna have to agree with Lit. Y'all, Lost, where you from?
I'm from Alabama, man.
Man, come on. In Alabama, Joy Taylor is a 99.
Okay, no, well, you know what, brother? I don't know what part of.
I've been to Alabama. I've been to Alabama twice. Been to Alabama twice.
Let me put it this way. This all depends upon your experiences with women. It really does, because again, being from Chicago, that's just not the approach I've seen men. I was raised up seeing men take. That you know, you only take that approach if you think that you get pussy. Once you realize you give out dick, you don't do it that way. You don't. You especially now. There's no great American black woman shortage. You have to be, if you can luck out, if God will smile on you, and you can get a grounded, earthy, supportive, unattached to the social Judeo-Christian Kool-Aid, beautiful black woman, well, God bless you. God bless you. Those are the ones you're supposed to be with. The rest of them, I don't even know why you're complaining about. There's not enough of us to go around. If you just do what you're supposed to do, the women that are supposed to be around you will be around you. That's just how that's going to go. You're not going to have to, I keep saying this. Tell me something else makes sense, that where we're going as a society, you're going to be able to survive with, deal with, have to compete with an unruly woman in chaos and unrest. I don't think you are. And dudes that can't navigate through this chaos and unrest, they gonna be with them women out in the wilderness. That's how it's finna go. Somebody clean it up for me. Somebody steer me in another direction. I'll leave it there. I don't even pay much attention to these broads.
No, we was just joking. We was just joking. We was talking about some.
If she put a titty, look here. It's hard to turn down now. On the other hand, it's hard to turn down naked titties. Everybody here, titties is a happy word. You can't even say titties and frown. Try titties.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, they're very happy. I'm not gonna sit here and pretend that titties don't have power. That have made men weak. Sure. But that's why you gotta gird yourself up. You gotta before you leave the house, you have to use Uncle Jeff's Male Important Decision Cream, so that you take the little head out of the equation. You can think straighter. That's you can't let your dick do the thinking for you, because there's many a dude behind bars, underground, life ruined because of some titties.
Listen, I'm telling Jeff, they think that all of us have the same standards. You know what I'm saying?
No.
Let me matter of fact, let me show you my floor. Hold on. I got something for you, player.
Oh shit. That's what's going on at the house right now?
Yeah, man. Sometimes it's more than just titties, man.
Oh yeah, man. If you can get them naked, half naked, playing the harp in the front room, and that didn't even look like Christmas. That looked like just 11 in the afternoon. She decided to put on a nightie and play the harp.
There you go.
Okay, ain't never wrong with that.
Exactly. Sometimes we let these chicks get away thinking that they marvelous, but ain't nothing remarkable about them at all. And sometimes you got to let them know, man. Anybody can put a titty in your mouth, but
Well,
a heart.
no, you know what? Let them know they're supposed to be remarkable.
Exactly. And we just accept any old thing. Arpain, you on mute, man.
Too bad I had some good foot play going too. Y'all missed it. Man, she was playing.
What you doing over there?
Listen, Joy Taylor, man, she's really mad because she has the realization that men look at her just purely as recreation. You know, she's like recreational only. You know, I think she knows it, and that's why she can't. Because she's talking about trying to settle down and all this other kind of shit now, but she was talking to the other hyena, quote unquote, Dr. Brian. I couldn't watch the show, but I can't imagine watching two hyenas yap at each other and shit like that. I couldn't sit through it.
Man, Joy Taylor's good for 20 in the front and 40 in the back. That's about it.
Did you see them big old wide jaws she had? Them big wide jaws she had down there.
Dude.
She looked like Frankenstein.
Dude, she got a Lawrence Taylor jawline.
Hey, listen, man, it'll be the best 2 minutes of my life.
I give a hell for 2 strong minutes.
I wouldn't joke you.
She kind of handsome face to me too. Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, she banged that forehead up against.
What this nigga say?
Yeah, hey, listen, I just want y'all. I mean, y'all, that's fine. Y'all, you feel how you feel. We all got different tastes. Say what you want, man. I haven't met too many men on this planet that, and no, I haven't met too many men that say Joy Taylor is just some average looking chick, and I have not met. I've been around the world. I've seen women all around the world. Like I live life as a professional athlete. Like I know I know beautiful women.
Right.
I have never seen too many men just look at Joy Taylor and say, that chick is average right there. Yeah, all right. Like, I mean, hey, y'all must got some motherfucking. You feel me? Y'all,
no, like, I tell you what we got. I tell you what we got, bro. I tell you exactly what we got. We got mileage and wisdom, and in the words of Tommy Lee, when asked about Pamela Anderson, you show me the finest girl in the world, and I'll show you a man that's tired of her shit.
I was just talking about looks. I wasn't even talking about the rest.
Okay, well, even from a looks category,
that's cap. See, now that's cap. And matter of fact, make sure you say it right. Make sure you say it right. I'm a noob. I pledge, motherfucker. I'm a noob. Get that shit right.
CJ Lucas, a $5 super chat, man. Thank you, brother. He said they give black people everything but reparations. Laugh my ass off. They slap us on the face all the time, and Negroes eat it up. We have to do better than this. Big Ant 11 with the $10 super chat. He said, whatever Jeff is smoking, he needs to pass that shit. Hey, Lit, check on Payne and see if he awake.
That's so fucked up, man.
$2 CJ Wilkinson said, can't tell me Lost in Translation wasn't a pimp. Appreciate that. Now let me ask you this, Uncle Jeff, because I'm glad you're here.
Yes, sir.
The subject of the night: men don't stand for shit anymore. They just scary. Can we talk about that for a minute? How men are conforming to the authority of women, how men are scared to speak up to women, how husbands would stay miserable instead of speaking up to their wives, how men are letting their children run them over, how men are allowing whatever the politics is that they believe, men who are in the house with their women, and there's 2 different religions. You know what? I'm gonna start there. You know, can you just? I want you to start there. And we're going around the room. How is it that so many women are getting conforming? Men are conforming to women.
Well, a lot of these relationships, start out from a place of homosexuality, as in, dude is fucking for a place to stay, and so there's a lot of stuff he gonna have to wind up putting up with. B, we've lost a true north, a masculine true north, where I think I probably represent the last of a breed of inner city black males that saw lion prides of inner city black males that were good, honest, hardworking men that just took care of their families. They were satisfied when their families were happy and that they had nice homes to bring them in and feed them. And they drove a couple of nice cars and they was cool with it. Everybody was not trying to be a real estate mogul. Everybody was not overemphasizing the importance of upward mobility past a certain point. And this is what held the middle class together. When that started to crumble, when they took fathers away, these dudes that you're discussing don't have any principles to fall back on. They don't have no man to look at. What men they look at is men that are repeating the cycle that is made by the media. Once your principles are set, you may not follow them, but you know when you're off of them. They have no true. They're basically, I'll say this, and they'll land the plane. These men you're talking about are doing something called dead reckoning. This is when ships back in the day, when they would lose their controls, they would be forced to fly by the stars. And when they got lost after a storm, they didn't know where they were. So they kind of made up where they thought they were and navigated from there. And that's how many of them got lost, because they were operating from a place of dead reckoning, where you don't have anything before you to point you to where you go. So you just go. And that's where you get these brothers from, in my opinion.
Wow. Anybody can jump in. Go ahead.
I would say,
and before you go, I want to add this to the caveat, because I just thought about what I was going to say. Even interfaith marriages. Now I'm hearing men say it's okay for my wife to be atheist and me to be Christian. Like, how does this? What are we doing? If you're the leader, why does she even have that decision to make? If I come into you, I'm marrying you, and I'm a Christian man, we're Christian family. Like, what is happening? Everybody's saying, oh, this new interfaith thing where the wife can believe one thing and the man can believe another one.
That's because you're doing the same thing people do, BMU, with love, respectfully. You're doing the same thing people do with love when they say, if you don't treat me a certain way, you don't love me. No, love is only as good as its giver. Ike loved Tina. His love came with a right hook. This is the same thing you're doing with religion. This is why I don't take, especially the Black Christian religion, I don't take it any more serious than a bowling league. You guys get together once a week. You wear outfits. You have rituals you go through, and then you go home. And that's the level. Most people are worshiping on a level where they don't understand, because no one's teaching them the line of covenant, which is God, man, woman, children. Nobody's teaching them that. And if he's not sternly aligned with that, he's not going to look for a woman who's aligned with that. It's just something we do on Sunday. Just in case there is a hell, I'm gonna check in with this whole Jesus shit. You got a lot of people on that, so that's kind of how you get it. That's.
If that's the case, if I believe as a man what you say, everything that you just said, if I believe that, and then my wife is saying, I'm Jehovah's Witness, and I believe this. I don't think, no matter how foolish or dumb it may be to anybody, we should be on the same goddamn page.
Well, how did she get to be your wife? That's the question.
That's the question. Let's talk about
it. Okay. And that's because you don't, as you didn't date entirely as a Christian, because had you, that would have been one of the first things is my faith is non-negotiable. And that's okay. If that's how you feel about it, that's how you don't wind up there. Now, does that guarantee you a happy marriage? Hell no, it don't. No, it doesn't. I don't believe it. I also, again, and for the sake of swimming in the same stream as everybody here, we'll discuss marriage from there. But yeah, if you're gonna take it that serious, then take it that serious. You don't accidentally wind up with the traits of the individual you're with. That's why you have to make sure the subconscious ones are in line with good shit. Because if they're not, you're about to learn some horrible lessons.
And that's what I was going to say too, Jeff. Thank you for that, because I do believe that most men marry because of looks or marry because of
stature,
sex. She had the best head I've ever had. They marry for those reasons.
Time is right.
Yeah, and they marry for those reasons, and they lose sight of what it is. You can't be the leader if you're allowing everybody to do something else. Or be somewhere else. I don't understand it. I don't understand why you would marry a woman that don't believe in the same shit that you believe in. I don't understand.
I wouldn't even marry a woman if she didn't want to take my last name. I wouldn't.
Exactly.
Oh, please. If you want to keep your last name, marry your daddy.
But we okay. I'm gonna connect it to the modern generations. These modern people, as everybody's claim to be modern, right? These guys are coming from the same homes these women are. They talk about peers. They talk about people that are within their age bracket, 4 years younger, 4 years older, same age, right? They all been getting the same. Most guys over the last 35 years been getting all their information from their mama. Put the woman first. So how can we expect them to sort of? I don't know. I think
big point.
Just in my working with young guys, a lot of them, we want to love our mother so much that we will. What is that word I'm looking for? We will suppress whatever trauma she may have inflicted and blame somebody else. And a lot of guys have been under that ideology for the last 35 years. BMU, you one of my first generation crack era babies, right? And I say that just because of the time when you were a kid, you were a kid in the devastation.
Yeah, I was born in 83.
Yeah, see, by the time you was 10, 11, 12, you saw the destruction firsthand. And you saw a lot of mothers getting hooked on drugs.
Nigga, clear your throat. You killing me.
Who's that, me?
You. Yeah. Does anybody else hear that?
Oh,
the rest of you niggas just gonna sit here. Y'all ain't his friend. They ain't your friends.
I think, I don't know.
That's what I'm talking about.
So I got to clear my throat, but ain't nothing. But it's just,
I'm waiting on somebody else to say it, and these niggas just gonna sit here.
You see how they do, man.
Shit on the rest of us, man.
These are kind of niggas these are kind of niggas that'll ride with you to the club and let you walk around with toilet paper on your shoe all night.
Boy, your ass is crazy, boy.
Nigga, say something. Shit.
I don't know, man. They just are living.
Like, God damn, hello. I got to be the one.
I don't know, man. Maybe it's my mic, but
no, it ain't your mic, nigga. You had something rattling around your damn throat.
I got something rattling in my throat.
Pause, man.
No,
Listen,
no.
man,
Okay,
listen,
can we
hold on,
real
man.
quick?
Okay,
No, let's
let's suppress
address
that.
that. I'm kind of glad that could be taken as a double entendre because, and I understand where younger dudes get it. My manhood wasn't under attack like yours is, but it is fun to watch you scramble from double entendres with pause. Like, oh, that may mean two things. Pause. Older guys love it. So I'm gonna say some shit that I know could mean some other shit just to get a pause out of you. I find it funny. It's fascinating. I used to find it pathetic, but now it's like watching fat kids run. It's enjoyable.
And Jeff, I understand, you know what I'm saying, because just in those differences in those generations, the masculinity has really been challenged for younger guys,
dude,
right, over the last 30 years. So, it's just unfortunate.
Man. That's why we can't be that mad at him. Our manhood, there were manhood lines that were drawn to where we didn't have to say pause. To where if we was grown ass men standing around, I go, nigga, you got something rattling around in your damn throat. Ain't nobody thinking sexual. They think
nobody thinking that.
No. Ain't nobody thinking that. But younger dudes do because of all of this other crazy shit. And I get it. But I can't resist the urge to say shit like that, to watch them scramble. It's hilarious. Oh, pause. Yeah, I'm gonna enjoy that shit.
Hey, I watched Killer Cam and Mace. Boy, them boys, listen, you can't say nothing to that studio.
Oh yeah. They're part of the crew that, to me, the first cats I saw really do it was Dang Dash and the Dipset crew was where I saw it first.
Yeah.
So, and it was kind of cool when they would do it, but niggas that took it too far, and I get it. I mean, hell, there's so much fruit booty shit going on that you can't even.
Right, because one night, let me tell you something. We had a show and there were some gay guys on the show one night trying to bridge the gap, which we didn't gap fill, no big bridge shit. And they was trying to bridge the gap, trying to, have conversations with the gay dudes. And so gay dudes won't be beefing with Rick, with man, it was crazy. So anyway, so JT was on the panel and JT said, man, listen, if it was me, man, I'd ride that motherfucker backwards with no hands. And when he said, I said, pause. Because you got gay niggas on the panel. So I had to call the pause.
Okay, I see what you're saying, where there is a line where we all are considered straight men, where the threshold may be a little looser than if it's a gay dude in your presence. I understand. I understood totally. I think every man, with the exception of violence or rudeness, has a right to feel how he feels about gay men, whatever that is. I can't tell you how to feel. I personally, like I said, I say all the time, I'm so straight, I buy my hot dogs from the middle. I don't.
Wait a minute. Say it again.
I'm so straight, I buy my hot dogs from the middle. Yeah.
Hey, look, man.
But what you do, that's your business, man. I don't.
It's just funny that it's just funny that it's a joke. Like, pause is a joke. And like Jeff be up here telling all these jokes the whole night, having everybody cracking up, rolling, and then when we say pause, it's a joke, and then he started talking about some he just killed the whole vibe.
No,
like what a room is this, and then when back in the day when everybody was Cat Williams sounding ass nigga. Listen, we just try to have a good time, Jeff.
Well, I'm not trying to piss in your cornflakes, young man. I'm just telling you that every time that a double entendre comes out and you jump, I find it hysterical.
I don't.
So from now on,
Okay.
You can't eat a banana in mixed company.
okay, yeah, exactly. No, I eat a banana. You can't if you,
baby.
no, that's not true. That's not true. You can if you use a fork.
You gotta break it off. You can't.
Come on, bro. Let me tell you something, Uncle Jeff. I was riding with my motorcycle club one day, and then we stopped, and the people had food. They were serving food, and the only thing they had left was sausage on a stick. And so our president of the motorcycle club came over and said, his wife came over and said, "Hey, baby, here you go, something." And she dang, like in his face, like by his mouth. And everybody just looked and said, "Pause, bro." And
yeah,
he went to go eat it. And when he looked around at everybody was like this.
Hey, that's like the counselors at the counselors at my school. She brought in a bag of nuts. Frank, you want some nuts? I'm good. I said you gotta say pause before you gotta name what the nuts are. You gotta say, yo, you want some almonds? From? You want some cashews?
There you go. There you go. You gotta classify them.
Yeah, you want some pistachios? You can't say nuts like that.
When it comes to a man, if you don't classify nuts, they only come from one place.
So let me ask you, Lost in Translation. Well, anybody else that wants to jump in about the subject, man, let's get back on it. So, pause. So I think that why are men conforming? Why are men becoming so weak and so soft under women are starting to lead them? They're starting to protect the women who lead them because they think that men not only should share leadership with women when it comes to authority and having authority over different things. Like, what do you feel about that? Lost in Translation, you can hop in there. Oh no, Frank. Oh, my bad. Frank, you can go.
What I was gonna say was I think a lot of guys, even a lot of guys who don't really go outside like that, be on on YouTube all day. Listen, I'm just real with it, man. A lot of dudes don't have the opportunity to be out there with women like they really want to. So a lot of them are settling or doing these things because that is the woman that they can get. Like, we got to be real. Like, not everybody, not every dude out there know how to talk to women. Not every dude out there know how to have standards when it comes to women. Not every dude out there is like that. Some of these guys, I see, like, so I know Arpain, he's an engineer, but I'm not saying this towards him, but I'm just saying, like, they have a program here now where they're trying to bring in people who are more social. They're looking for people who are more social to become engineers. So they're coming up with programs to say, hey, if you play sports, come get in engineering. And we got a whole program for you. Half of your college is going to be paid for the first 2 years. Then you get to go to this college, this bigger college, and you only got to pay tuition there for 2 years because they're, so a lot of these guys, when they go to school, they literally just go to class, the math lab, the science lab, and then all of a sudden one of the sorority girls goes and pick one of them out before she graduates. Like, that's what happens. They don't be talking to these women the whole time they're in college. They don't know, they ain't athletes. They ain't never been in the social groups like that. And so what they do is they get picked, and they're not really doing the picking. They're not doing the vetting. They're not doing any of that. They're saying, yo, I got chose. Look at her, my girl. Everybody know my girl. You know what I'm saying? Boom, boom. Next thing you know, of course, he under her. It just, and he's okay with it because that's what he has to choose from. Like, just that's a lot of guys' experience out here. I won't say most, but that's a lot of guys' experience out here.
Well, that's believable. There's no, and again, we're making the same point that the absence of a man to teach a man how to talk to women and how to converse with them. There's no absence. There may be a gentleman finishing school missing, but ain't no hoe finishing school missing. It's in music. It's in our society, in our culture, we are happy not to have a culture that women, sisters in particular, and ghetto sisters directly, are taught to take advantage of their men before they themselves are taken advantage of. They're not even being prepped for a potentially good relationship out the gate.
But Jeff, you got to think about it this way too, right? Look at the times we're in. Most kids don't play outside. If they're not in sports, they're not outside. So like a lot of their life is online, on the game, on YouTube, like or on dating apps. Some dudes are cold typing up some shit. Hey girl, I got you. And then he get there in person and can't speak a fucking sentence. Why? Because he can't really talk to her in person, but he can do it behind the screen, behind his phone. When we were coming up, I'm an 84 baby, so I'm right there with BMU.
83, yeah.
But what the old guy called him our pay BMW, I'm right there with BMW. We would go to the mall every day after school to try to holler at women. When we went to the club, it was a competition. Who was gonna pay for drinks that night? The person who left with the least amount of numbers. Like that's what we did. So you had to learn how to get rejected. A lot of people don't know how to handle rejection, and that's on both sides because women really don't have to deal with rejection too much. But men, you had to learn how to get rejected. Because you would go talk to about 15 women, you might get 3 numbers that night. You know what I'm saying? But it just was what it was, and you knew that's what it was. But now it's like, oh, okay, well, if she don't like me or I don't like her, swipe left, swipe right. You know what I'm saying? And that's just it. And you get turned down. No, I'm really not feeling the vibe. Typing a keyboard. It's not the same. That shit don't hit the same when you try to holler, hey, shorty, what's up? Well, I don't like your big ass anyway. So yeah, like it just don't hit the same, more, man. So yeah.
I tell you, man, you're right though. I mean, even though for me, like 20 years earlier or whatever, well, I went to college in 76. But for me, man, but for me, all that shit, man, it was, I think, like I said before, peer pressure back in the day is the thing that made people move. I mean, if you're around your fellas, there was a peer pressure. There was girls, you can't be the only one as a wallflower, right? That's what they used to call you if you didn't dance. You had to just, I mean, it made it kind of, see, men were in their natural state back then. Here's a woman, and if you like her, you got to talk to her. And if you get rejected, you just move on to the next one. And that's just the way it was. I mean, and there was negative peer pressure, of course, when the gangs came out, painting on the walls, graffiti and all that. And there was positive shit too. Subliminal, like everybody was in high school. Most people that I knew were college minded. How are we going to try to pay for this? How are we going to go? Where are we going to go? Hey, you see, where you going to college? That kind of stuff. We were doing that. So it kind of helped you say, move along. And then when you're in college, well, what kind of job do you want? Blah, blah, blah. I don't know. But now it just seems like everybody's kind of, I'm talking about the modern guys, they more have mental, when I say mental issues, it's like they're kind of psychotic because they got so much sensory overload. I think that's what I call it, man. It's just the direction is not as clear as it used to be.
Did you just say it sounded like he was finna backpedal off of mental issues and just went smooth into psychotic? Did anybody else pick that up?
Yeah, I didn't want to get too hard on the guy, but I just think the people just are, I mean, I think it's it should be studied the way people think.
Well,
this stuff is easy, man. From a mathematical standpoint, Arpan, you can probably appreciate this. The reason why a lot of guys get done wrong, man, is because they don't understand the order of operations. You know what I'm saying? You remember we used to have
PEMDAS.
The first thing you should find out in PEMDAS, they always tell you which one you should do first, right? Before you move on to the next step. Well, the first step is to find out in a relationship, do this chick even like you or not? All of the other stuff you trying to do, take her out and eat and rub her feet and tell her she's the greatest girl on earth. that all that means nothing.
Right.
You know, and that's how dudes wind up with women who don't necessarily jive with who they are because they skip past the first step. You know what I mean? And then we wondering about how come she won't submit. That wasn't your chick to begin with, player.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? She just there just to be there, to get the part out that she need to get out. You know? And I think a lot of guys get messed up like that. And here's the thing, you ain't in control until you kicked out a few Joy Taylors in your life. I'm gonna put it to you like that, man. Because if you ain't got control over yourself, you know, what makes you think that you're gonna have control over somebody else? You know, and what my thing, another greater question is what you gonna do when you get tempted by something that looks like Joy Taylor when you married? You see what I'm saying? You still ain't got no control. You gonna be your own self-destruction. You know, it ain't gonna be nothing else nobody else did but you. You know, and that's the reason why I was telling you earlier, man. It's, you know, it's about what you feel like you need to do. It ain't about what they talking about. It's about what you, because you control your own life and who qualifies, who comes in and who leaves out. And that's the issue, man. That's the reason why a lot of these guys fall for some of the stupid stuff they fall for. You know, Joy Taylor, she all right, man. She all right. But unless you kick the few out of, you know, and be like, hey, you know, this ain't what I want, boo. You know, we don't see eye to eye on things. If I mess around and get you pregnant, then we're gonna have problems with the kids. You're gonna be trying to drag me to court. It's gonna be that ain't what I want. The ultimate goal I want is peace. And based upon what you told me and what I've seen, you ain't gonna bring me no peace. And your peace ain't worth that peace.
But you speaking from a place of privilege, though, Loss.
No,
you speaking from you speaking from a place of privilege when most guys are not able to talk to women like that. Man, that's all I'm just saying. You speaking from a place of privilege. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm saying you're right, but you're speaking from a place of privilege. Most men don't know how to talk to women.
Even biblically, though, even me and Loss talked about this a few weeks ago. Even biblically, if you want to go biblically with it, the Bible tells you to do the same thing to those women. The Bible in Deuteronomy 24:1, what does it say? It says, any man who finds indecency in his wife must give her a certificate of divorce and tell her to leave his house.
And even in Proverbs 31, it says, don't mess with women who bring ruin to kings.
Yep, there you go.
I mean, come on. You know,
that's Proverbs, right?
Yeah, Proverbs 31.
Yeah. That's why I'm not saying you're wrong at all. I'm saying you're right, but I'm saying that most guys just a lot of guys don't have the privilege to
the confidence.
They just don't have the privilege to be able to pick a Joy Taylor.
Why are you using the word privilege though?
Because when you know how to talk, to women, when you are a sociable person, a sociable man, you know how to handle yourself in those situations. When you get a person who don't know how to do that, then they are not I'm saying like they're not of the same privilege. Like that's what I'm saying. So when you know how to talk to women,
hold on, coach. Hold on,
that creates a privilege.
No, I'm not arguing. I'm using the word because even if you're not social, right? Mm-hmm. That doesn't give you a pass for not being able to talk to a woman. It's supposed to be natural. Wait a minute, I'm not attacking you. I'm just trying to say. I'm just saying that we can't tell these guys that the reason why they aren't talking to women because it's the sign of the times. It's something that you have to internally say, I gotta do this for my own survival because this is the natural order of things. As a woman, I'm a man. I want something from you. And you know what? I think what the overload is, they think they gotta be slick as opposed to just going to a lady and say hello.
Arpain, when you grew up in a society when you were in a society when you were outside, you were talking to people every day. When you're talking about a whole different.
Are you making?
I'm not. No, I'm talking about what you guys are talking about. What it should be like. And I'm talking what it should be.
I'm not saying what it should be.
You just asked me about making an excuse.
Well,
I'm just telling you that
you're arguing with me, and I'm saying I don't give a shit. 2025. You're not. You gotta go from the house to your job.
Can I be daring enough to say that both of you are right?
That's what I'm saying. I'm not. Right. I'm saying I'm not.
But there's a missing link.
I'm just giving a different perspective.
I think the missing link is here. The missing link is that we're kind of beating around whether it does exist And if it exists,
Right.
whose fault it is, and neither
Right.
one of those is a point
Are
that
wrong.
helps. What's the
Right.
solution? You're
Right.
right. You're both
but
right.
here,
What's the solution?
so here's what I was going to say in reference to both of those things. Even it's part of the solution. The one default that could trump all of what we talking about is if young boys like Lost got to grow up with their father as a young boy. That little 0 to 12 little boy around his father, man, shit.
Different dude.
Man, he's a whole different type of guy. His chest is strong. Even if he try to talk to a girl and with his little corny little rap and she turn him down, guess what he go? This is me. I'm talking of a time when guys sort of had this type of confidence. We move on to the next girl. Like, all right, your loss. You know what I'm saying? Even if we just so I think, to me, what I've seen and in working with a lot of younger, the father's absence, man. A lot of these brothers are programmed under women. What are we talking? They've been programmed for the last 35 years under women, and now that they are adults, like the women are adults, one, both parties don't know how to talk to each other. Two, everybody just having situational sex because they all horny as fuck. They've been seeing each other butt naked since they was able to. They've been running around playing a whole bunch of crazy ass games, and now we see the results. A lot of our children are still born over a lot of and it's not the fact that they born without a father there. Mothers of old, Jeff's mama, our Payne's family, lost. Man, they ain't let their daughters be out there on no bullshit. They was sneaking that shit. Jeff's mama wasn't gonna let him. She wasn't gonna let him see him. Know he out there in the streets and just be like, "All right, you my baby, come home." No, get your ass out. Go out there. And they held people to a standard. Even with the mothers that have fathers close by, they call your crazy ass daddy. Let me call your daddy over and deal with you. And it's a different time. The mothers of today, again, I go to my time. Since I saw crack, mothers of today have been outside ever since.
You know what? Let me ask you something first.
They've been outside, man. Now we got adults.
On your question, okay. Most people, both men and women, don't grow up with their father in the house anymore in the black community. I forgot what the percentages are, but it's a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot over the last 35, 40 years.
So, all right. So now that we have established that, do we have empathy for the people who didn't have that? Do we have sympathy for them? And then what do we do with them? Do we coddle their asses or tell them, get the fuck out of the house? I don't know how you fix it until you tell people, you know what? I want to hear your goddamn sob story. Get the fuck out of there and go talk to somebody. Take the rejection. How are you going to get them out of there? We can't go fix the fact that your father wasn't with you for 10 years or 16 years. It's not a good enough excuse. You're living right now. You know, if you somehow you find a way to get some ass, how did that happen? I mean, I just, so we say, everybody just like to throw this shit that, back in your day, Payne. I'm not talking about my day. I just don't see, I can't get with the goddamn excuses. I just can't.
What excuse?
I realize these guys had a deficit, but they have all this fucking information now.
Yeah.
What excuse are you talking about?
Hold on a second. Before we move off on, I want to get some clarity from Frank. Earlier, Frank, you said that I had privilege, right? I'm probably doing you a disservice, telling you that I had privilege. I had to earn everything I got. You see what I'm saying? So I'm telling you from a standpoint, you're going to have to earn that confidence. And sometimes it may take you to scrape your knee. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but that's from.
I don't want you to think that I was already equipped with that thing.
Go ahead, Uncle. Go ahead, Uncle Jeff, because you might be saying what I'm about to say.
Yeah, it's from a light skin standpoint, Lit.
Oh, no, come on, man.
We're team dark skin.
We'll take it.
No, I wasn't saying that.
Shut the fuck up.
I was saying that even for you, like what, you probably around me and BMU age?
I'm a little bit older than BMU.
Okay, so you grew up and you grew like we all grew up in a time where our life was different. Like we lived outside, man. Like when I came home, you know how when they say there's a difference between street smarts, book smarts, you know what I'm saying?
Sure.
People who are super smart are a lot of times socially awkward, and they don't have common sense. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like where they can read a book and they can tell you everything
Okay.
they read. They can get
Yeah.
so it's like that. So when you get people out here who are not social, they're not really around other people like that. They go to school. It's not an excuse, bro. It's what happens. I'm just saying it's what happens when you get these kids that don't go outside. Now, look at the kids that play sports. Look at the kids that play sports. They all grow up around other kids. They go outside. They have fun. They're in social groups. They join this. Like now they got all these different clubs and things like that. So like when even and I work in the school district, when I see the kids who are dating, they're either in a group together, well, like if they're in an anime group, they're in a what do you call it, Dungeons and Dragons group, like they're like-minded, they're dating because they're there together. But there are most of the kids, and like a lot of those kids at that school walk around with their head down and they don't talk to nobody at school. Like and then when they get home, they get on the game and it's like they're a whole nother person.
But Frank,
that's all I'm saying.
But Frank, you talking about high school kids. You talking about kids.
When do you learn how to talk to women?
Hold on. Men your age are not even trying to get over that hump. That's socially awkward to be in your late 20s, 30s, and not have confidence to deal with people on any level.
Right.
But hold on. Let me take my boy Frank's side tonight. I'm with Frank tonight. I think the best thing that ever happened to us was rejection and bullies. Rejection and bullies. Rejection taught us how to keep moving forward to get the yes. Bullying taught us how to be confident in what we believed and how we stood, how we walked, how we carried ourselves. Right? This bully not gonna put his hands on you today, because if he put his hands on me, I'm gonna fuck him up.
Right. I'm tired of this shit.
Right?
He never bullied me, so
right? Now, what we have, what I think what Frank is alluding to, now you don't have the space to be rejected no more. You can't even go talk to a female. She tell your ass no from 30 miles away on her cell phone, on in her DMs. You ugly nigga, she'll make a meme out of you and share it with all her friends.
So does that tear down the brother's confidence when they do that?
Yeah, but I think the rejection back in the day was better, because guess what? In a group of girls, the girl that you wanted, the girl that rejected. No, hold on. Let me tell you. The girl, I don't know if y'all ever experienced this. Maybe, listen. If the girl, when back in the day, when you had to go up to girls and talk to girls and she rejected you, there was another female in that group of girls that wanted you. I don't give a fuck what you listen. The other one was right there. You know what I'm saying?
You overshot your shot.
But it was also one in that group that been like, get your little ugly ass on away from her.
That's what he's saying.
And guess what? You had one tell you no, you had three tell you no, and two tell you yes. Now
So hold on, but that's harder than anything. One man, 5 women get it rejected. Nobody want to dance with you.
Right, but you had to learn. You remember? You remember when you?
Well, y'all go outside. Get outside.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying that times like where we're at. I'm just saying where we're at now. Kids are not doing.
But those are kids, Frank. What about the people in your? What about the people in your dating group? The active people in your dating group. Are you all being opposite of what you're talking to the kids?
All I'm saying is right now, Coach Bird. You can take me right now, Coach Bird. You can take me, Frank, you, Coach Bird, all us on this panel, and you can drop us in the woods. And then on the other side, 30 miles away, drop the same amount of 17-year-olds over there on that side. Them motherfuckers will be dead in 3 days. This is what I'm trying to tell you. Right now, them motherfuckers will be dead in 3 days. They don't know how to look for water. They don't know how to hunt. They don't know how to skin a fucking squirrel or fucking rabbit. They don't know how to do shit. Them niggas weak as fuck.
And won't get in line behind those who do. The first thing we trying to figure out is who knows what. So who know the best about what, so we can follow. That's
it. Uncle Jeff, what we gonna do, Jeff? We're gonna come together. What you know how to do? What you good at?
Right.
What you good at? What you good at? Okay, we good. All of us, you build and shit. Okay, you got our shelter. You hunt. Go kill them rabbits, nigga. You know what I'm saying?
Can I ask you a question, man?
Them niggas over there. Oh my God, where my phone?
Let me ask you a question.
They're an after hunting.
At what age? At what age does this excuse that my life was fucked up when I was young and I don't get outside, you can no longer use it? What age is that?
21.
I mean, what age is that? I'm thinking that if I got rejected in the DM from electronics, that's a lot easier than being face to face with a chick who looked at you and said, "You're ugly motherfucker, man."
Okay, no, that's not fair.
No, that's not true.
Why not?
Okay, well, number one, there's two reasons. One, you're again conflating reason with an excuse.
Thank you.
A reason.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you absolutely are. A reason. A reason says why something happened. An excuse says why that thing is okay. Nobody is saying that it's okay to be socially awkward, but it's okay to discuss the socially awkward and how they got there.
Wait a minute, Jeff. I'm hearing both, because the point really is we're trying to say the situation you're in today is the situation you're in today, and who's going to change it for you if you don't? That's what I want to.
Nobody.
But we're not talking about how do you get out of this so-called, I was an awkward teenager. I think if you play video games with multiplayer, you're socializing yourself with people over the internet.
Over the internet, but not in person.
No.
I'm just saying, this awkwardness that
so stop buying these slow ass kids these video games. Get their ass outside.
It might be a reason, but they turn it into an excuse because nobody wants to get over the shit, man.
No, maybe that's just not fair.
You was born when they put the engine on the Titanic. I'm telling you.
Man, that shit don't
get your ass outside. Put the video games down.
When we was kids, bro, we would go the fuck outside in the field. That shit that I'm playing Madden, I'm playing multi game. I'm outside hitting motherfuckers across their mouth with my elbow, playing tackle football.
Kill the man with the
getting hit, knocked in the fucking head.
Having sex with each other, right? These guys they got the venereal diseases.
That's an excuse.
But what you're doing?
Let me help you out.
But they fucking.
And what you're
okay. Hold on, but they eat nasty.
Okay, guys.
I just want to say
nobody's answering the question.
I'm trying to help.
I was gonna say one quick thing to you, Lost. I wasn't saying that you didn't earn your privilege. I was saying that you did. You earned it. You earned it. That's why I'm saying, because I'm speaking from a place of privilege too. Because when I was 8 years, I had an uncle. My uncle was a pimp. So like when my uncle came over, he was like, you rolling with me today. I would see him. We was driving to go pick up money from his hoes, literally. And not only that, when him and his boys were going out, he would be like, yo, when I was 8 years old, 6, 7, 8 years old, he would say, hey, how would you talk to a girl? What would you talk to? What would you say to a little honey? So now when I'm going to school at 8 years old, first, second grade, all this shit, I'm already on the bus. Hey, Candace, I'm already on the bus. Hey, Candace, why don't you come sit next to me? Like it was different. That's all. I'm not saying that it's an excuse, and I'm saying. And I'm saying what you grow up in. So when y'all say, well, what about when he turned 30? If from 1 to 30, if all I knew was this girl chose me, or I was a virgin until I was 26 because I couldn't get pussy and I couldn't talk to women, then of course nothing is going to change for me. I'm going to accept the woman who chose me. She picked me out. I love her. Whatever she say to me goes, because that's me. I didn't learn this shit from nobody else. It just is what it is. I got chosen. I got me a girl. I'm getting me some box and I'm good to go. Happy wife, happy life. I'm good.
But that ain't what's happening.
Here's my thing. There's a certain order to manhood, and normally it's from the oldest to the youngest. You know what I'm saying? And generally, the young people need to learn that when the old folks talking, you might want to listen to them because they got some years behind them. Now, to answer your question earlier, you said, what do you do when you're rejected? You don't want nobody who don't have taste or class anyway. If they can't tell the difference between class and taste, that's not somebody you want to deal with anyway. Let them eliminate themselves. That's how you do that.
I don't think that's fair, brother.
What else can
there
it be?
are 100? There's 100. Yes, I was working on this. I think I might put it in my book.
Come on,
the
Jeff.
100 reasons why a woman tells you no, she don't want to dance. My feet hurt. You look like my cousin. You look like my brother. You wearing the cologne my boss wears, and I got laid off. There are 1,000 reasons why a woman will tell you, you look like my ex, nigga. You look too much like my sister's boyfriend. This is the shit. Dude, I don't like this song. This song was playing when my daddy left my mama. I don't want to read. So when you put all of that in the bag, what you have to do is not take her rejection personal. Okay, did you do your best? Did you brush your teeth? Do you have a fade? Are your clothes presentable? Are you a nice person? Are you attractive? Is this your best you? If you present that and somebody say no, they just say no. There's 100 reasons why she's not a bitch. There's 100 reasons why if she didn't see me, she don't. Nigga, I got a venereal disease and I don't want to fuck right now. I'm doing you a favor. There's one. There's a gang of reasons.
Here's the thing. What part of that is my problem?
Exactly. No, here's the part that's your problem. The part that makes you say that every no is about what she missed. No. I tell you who says it perfect. In the movie Hitch. When Hitch is coming, he meets what that fine girl, oh my lord.
What's my name? Yes,
when he meets Eva Mendes and she turns him down and she goes, oh yeah, and they'll crash and burn. And he goes, no, they'll probably leave, never see each other again, and go on to live fine lives. When you get yourself there, that's where we need to be. And that's the answer, is that our pain, here's your answer. You are the answer. Find some young boys and coach them. That's the answer. Sitting back talking about how fucked up they are, you're absolutely right. The fact that they didn't have fathers around, also absolutely right. What's the solution? Nobody has offered one until just now. Find some young boys and talk to them. Judging them's not the solution.
I've been saying that.
I don't think I would judge them. I think they don't want to hear nothing. That's what I think.
Okay, well, you know what, R-Pain? You have turned. Forgive me. Forgive me. I thought this was a regular problem. You have turned this into a super problem. I can't fix super problems.
Hey, look.
R-Pain, it goes back to what we said earlier, man. PEMDAS. If she don't like you, it don't count. Why are we beating a dead horse? It's really that simple.
Yeah, well, you know what? I'm fucked up because I have no sympathy for these young motherfuckers, man. Get your ass out of there and do something, man. I'm just coming to the realization, man. Because I just sound, man. You know, because you talk to them and forget about the internet, but I'm getting most of every time. Listen, you know how many young motherfuckers told me they wish I would die on the fucking internet?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Literally, it's not your time. Shit, we can't wait till you motherfuckers are gone.
Okay, that's some trauma.
Yeah, hey, but you know what, R-Pain? A lot of people blame. Hey, but R-Pain, a lot of people blame the boomers for where they at now.
It don't matter.
You know what? Some of the boomers are responsible for it. You know what? Yeah. I mean, you got to come to grips with that, right? Because it was enough to make a difference of bad shit. But that still doesn't, that still says that they ain't ready to hear nothing from anybody who ain't young. They want to hear something from their peers. Good luck with that shit.
Well, R-Pain, I think, again, a great book I suggest is called The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle.
Oh, that's a great book. Great book.
It talks about the
Great
way
book.
the only way for you to be offended is for you to allow for your ego to protect you. Once you let your ego and your pain body out of the way, the very fact that some young fool told you that he was ready for you to die would go right past you. And you could this is where I've talked about this before, brother. You are right. There's a group of young people who have decided to do what no doctors do, no lawyers, no physicists, no accountants, no architects. They disavow everything that came before them. Everything. I don't know how you do that. But since they're doing it, what's happening, Brother Payne, is that they're creating a wisdom void. And one day, some young men gonna look to them for wisdom and find nothing because they got nothing from us. And that is where what you're doing right now, this conversation we're having right now, that is being recorded right now, is not for right now. It is for when them young cats that are going to be failed by the very young dudes you talking about, when they go seeking wisdom, this will be old tablets and they will find it here. That's what this is for.
Listen, I hear you, man. But listen, I think it's kind of funny when they tell me that shit. You know what I'm saying? But, I mean, you know I do, because it's not like, I hear what Jeff is saying. So, but I think that we have lost generations. You know, I think we have a lost generation. Yes. But enough that makes a difference.
You have to write the ass off.
Let me tell you something. Jeff is right. You know how I know he's right? Because I just did it yesterday. Black Man Unfiltered, tell you, I had a show yesterday on Black Man Unfiltered. We talked about the feminist credit unions and how dumb they were to run the business, how they ran it. And you know what? I had to go find that video and to dig it up.
A feminist credit union?
A feminist credit union. And I went back and dug it up and found out how dumb those women were to set these women up for failure with their flawed logic. And Jeff is absolutely correct, because when they filmed that for 1974, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
We're just not finding it in 2025. And then we're looking back at it and like, that was dumb. What Jeff just said is absolutely correct. Somebody's going to come back and they're going to watch this in 2050 and they're going to be like, you know what? Jeff was right. And they was dumb.
Right. They're going to have to look. They're going to have to look, because they're going to see the same way that they're throwing all of us out. And we have to be honest about it. We failed them in real time. There was something that our pain didn't see, that I didn't see, but the generation after me did, which was watch their heroes smoke this shit and be destroyed. I missed it because I joined the Marine Corps. I was out of it. I was out in the military. You're super detached in the 80s, at least, from any of this. But I went back home and I saw how my community was just flat out dying. This happened in front of these young boys.
It happened all over the country.
Yes.
At the same time.
You got to be fair about that.
But you're a little older than me, right? I think you're about 4 or 5 years older than me, right?
I'll be 60 in a couple weeks.
Okay, well, not even that. Oh, I'm 57, right? I just turned 57, right? Yeah. So I speak about it all the time, how my coming out of high school, we had to run from that devastation that you was coming home to. Either brothers went to college, sisters went to college, brothers joined the military, everything sort of shot up. That generation of young men and women went out into the world and said, we can ready to take over. They tricked both sides. The women, when they got college degrees, some still were able to make families because we were still married at 50, 60%. Out of everybody, we were sort of the highest still getting married. All of that. Now we, in our early 20s, we was going to the clubs was popping, the scenes was popping, the parks was popping. You could still walk up to a girl and say, hey, shawty, hey, little mama, hey, little cutie, come here, let me talk to you. Pull off to the side, she'll talk to you. She wasn't gonna shame you too much, but they still like what they like. I'm light skinned, red in the summer. I don't like light skin. All right, shorty, I'm sorry to bother you. Keep it moving. Then I might find me another little shorty 20 feet away. She like light skin. Now we vibing.
Oh,
So,
okay. A flag on the play. Flag on the play. I'm not gonna allow that. Okay, we about the same age. I am not gonna let you sit here and act like you was not in the DeBarge era, and there was a time when you couldn't. Girls was parachuting out the sky for light skinned dudes. It was not until New Jack City when Wesley Snipes came in and stabbed Christopher Williams in the back of the hand when light skin died.
I was in the military, Jeff, when that happened. See, when I saw New Jack City, that changed my perspective on America.
Oh, that changed
my perspective.
Light skin died after that movie. That's when dark skin took over.
But I'm saying everybody's experience was different. Not for me. I was still high on the charts all the way through.
Okay, well, that's what I want you to say, and stop acting like, well, yeah, this one girl didn't like me, so
but still, listen. Out of 10, I might have got 4 or 5. That was a good season. That's a good year.
That's pretty good, man.
That's Hall of Fame numbers.
That's
Hall of Fame numbers.
You reached your limit on talking. Shut the fuck up.
Hey, those are Hall of Fame numbers. And when I really got my shit together, like close to 40, I was in Chicago, man. I was dating, man. I was meeting millionaires. I was getting flued out all over the country, man. Especially when I figured it out, like I was working, had my military, had my college, had my own shit, my own place. The dating life was good, and I work with a lot of young men who come from these type of experiences where they didn't have either parent, they were in foster care, or they live with and they even in foster care and the family, it was still toxic. Man, I spent the 2 summers talking to guys 18 to 24 at what's that college on the south side? They just rebuilt it. I forget it, but we used to go there. I did this 6 hours
University of Chicago?
Day. No, not University of Chicago. The little black city college there.
Kennedy King?
Yeah, Kennedy King. We used to go over Kennedy King right by the railroad tracks by Sox Field, and I would have 60 to 7. I promise you, it was about the first week. It was about 100. It was about 150 young black men, all with felonies in Chicago, 18 to 24. And I had to sit there, and my objective, I was supposed to talk to them, get them to a space where they want to work, sort of get this bullshit behind them that they were under, right? And then we used to sit there, and I used to stand there toe to toe with these guys every day for 6 weeks. And we had to talk about relationships, mother, father, girls, sexuality, gangs, drugs, money, diseases, work ethic, self-esteem, accountability, integrity, respect for, it was a whole lot that I have to sort of filter into these guys in a short period of time. And I learned then when it really got a lot of brothers, despite what they've been through, they want to have the right information to be better. And I think brothers sort of try to jump the gun and understanding that if you've been eating bullshit for 20 years, now you finally got something good. No, you might have to be on a strict diet for at least 5 to 7 years of your life going forward. So then you'll have that breakout moment where you can mend all of that. Because if a brother don't mend a lot of his personal issues with people that he know, most of our issues are with people that we know. Go deal with that shit. If you deal with it, you release that energy, man, then you can fulfill your purpose, man. You can start finding who you are and what you want to be.
Now, before anybody else says something, I'm gonna get it. We're gonna go over to the after hours, right? Because we're at our tipping point for the show.
Hour mark, yeah.
Yeah. So can everybody go ahead and hit that StreamYard link that's in the private chat? It'll take you right into our next stream. It's in the private chat. And we'll see y'all over there. Here we go. Peace. And y'all can join us on our new stream. Just go over to my YouTube channel and we're going live right now. Here we go.